Hello everyone, this is Nucleus again. So we're back with the another unboxing for the custom water build here in the air-cooled Dream Box. So as you can see, I did mention in the previous video, or previous blog post about we're going to talk about fans. So I already had three of the SL120s from Lian-Li on hand, and after that video, I just did a test fit and just went ahead and mounted them anyway. In with these particular fans, these are the infinity fans. So on the sides and at the center of the fan hub, you get that infinity effect. But these in particular here are actually the reverse fan blades that Lian-Li introduced. So I got those mounted here in the bottom. And then we're going to go to the desk cam and do an unboxing of the new parts that I've gotten for this new overclocking rig. So let's get to it. All right, so here we are at the desk cam, and one of the things that I acquired is this TG shield. This is from Thermal Grizzly, and what the point of this is that it's meant to you're supposed to coat it components that are your components that are around any place where you're going to be using the conductor knot liquid metal thermal. Actually, you can't really call it thermal grease, but the conductor knot thermal coating. And so that's what this is. So this bottle should probably give me a good amount of time since I'm only going to be using this on the GPU. So we have that. So now we have for the vertical mounted 120, I mean sorry 360 rad. I'm going to be using the SL120 Unifans from Lian-Li also. These are the regular bladed ones, as the ones I showed earlier in the video are the reverse bladed, and those are mounted at the bottom. So this is a um, a three pack, whereas the reverse blades don't come in a three pack. You have to buy them individually. They're about $30 each. I've used these in a previous build before, and they're actually in my son's rig right now. So, and the thing about this getting the three pack of the SL120s is, of course, you get the three fans, you have the screws, uh, but you do get the controller to not just which acts as a hub for the fans, but it also will connect all three of your fans and basically sync them together using Lian-Li's L3 Connect software. As you can see, they have the proprietary cables. See, this is actually going to this particular cable is going to hook into the fans themselves. You have a pogo pad setup, which I'll show. So, so the pogo pin kind of setup is this how they get rid of the cable clutter. You're going to basically slot in the another fan here. You have these pads here. They would slot in to these grooves and connect to these pins here. And so we're pretty much going to go ahead and do that now, since I'm going to be mounting the fans to that vertical rad. As you can see, they also have these plastic standoffs kind of installed for you already as well. So it's real easy to kind of figure out how these are supposed to connect to each other. So, and then we will oops, go ahead and yeah. Okay. So pretty simple. keeps the keeps the cabling clean. As basically all you have to do is hook it up into the L3 Connect. The L3 Connect in box has power, SATA power, and that's what these individual cables are going to be for. So you could pretty much connect uh, four four sets of fans here. I don't know what the limit on how many fans you can concurrently connect with just using the pogo pins on the fans themselves. So, but this is a very good idea, especially when you're using especially if you're doing a custom water loop and you're using multiple rads and multiple sets of fans, as well as case intake fans. So, I believe these actual ports here on the Connect, I believe these are actually meant for your RGB, I believe, because we got a lot of cables. So this cable here will go into this part of the L3 Connect box. This is micro USB, and that's going to go into the motherboard. So through the L3 software, you can control not just the fans and their speed and their lighting, but you can set different patterns. I believe you can also control pumps as well, at least particularly if you're using something like a Lian-Li AIO. What else we have here? Another, I believe this is an extender or a splitter. Actually, it's a splitter. That is our micro USB. Goes into the motherboard. Um, Additional cables for fans. And then you can sell the screws. So I'll set all this aside. Oh, and so kind of word of note before. So I've tried using this from Lian-Li. It's kind of magnetized. It is double sided. It's supposed to be a magnet, but really the magnetic force seems pretty weak. No matter which side you try to you peel off and try to stick onto a steel case. So what I did was I went to Home Depot, got my own roll of magnetic strip. So I'll be using that instead of the one provided by Lian-Li. This has been really unreliable for me in the past. And so the piece de resistance is this. So this is so I've used the AIOs before. This is my first time using a distro plate. Um, some people have prefer reservoirs over to distro plates. Given kind of the way that the my case is the Dreambox
is set up is I have very limited options with regards to mounting and hardware, and so um, and so the distro plate is kind of the best option for me, given the limited amount of hardware that I have available to me with the Dreambox, and that's kind of a thing that I want to address in a later video on a rant about the Dreambox. So this is actually pretty heavy. Um, so with the distro plate that I purchased, um, it comes with the VPP Apex pump, as you can see here. Uh, uh, that was included. Here we go. And so, as you can see along the sides, it is designed to be kind of variable as to where you're going to plug off of or tap off of the distro plate when going into your loop. The fittings are chrome, I believe. So you have down here. Uh, so you have a drain port here. This is possibly a drain or a return, as well as these as well. Of course, these are probably your outlets. Fill port. This is probably another fill port. Um, yeah, this is pretty heavy. Um, and so let's see. We do have, so this is uh, SATA powered, as well as a PWM connector for the pump as well, so you can control the speed of the pump. Only thing, this is different. I'm not sure what these connections are for. Uh, yeah, that's new to me. I believe this is this is ARGB though. I believe. I think so. We'll have to see once we once we get the whole rig running up and running. So, and last but certainly not least, so I did get about 10 of these individual plugs from Alphacool. So there you go. So I kind of overestimated how many that I needed because if you go back into the first video, I kind of did mention that my UT60, the 60 millimeter thick radiator, it actually came with five plugs already for the radiator, and I installed those before I did those bottom fans. But I ordered extra mainly for one. With regards to this, I kind of want to keep a single color scheme, pretty much black, and so I got these. But I've got 10 of them to go for not just this, and since I've already pretty much used them for my the included ones for the 60 millimeter radiator. I bought extras for this, and as also for the GPU water block, only because the GPU water block that I've seen or that I'm looking at, I haven't seen any plugs going to go with them. So I ordered extra just in case. So, but it's still to kind of keep a single color scheme going with regards to kind of all the fittings that I'll be using within the build. So, with that, I will go ahead and I forgot the small box and the accessories for this. Um, so what do we get? So it's all mounting hardware, Allen wrench, plastic spacers, end cap bolts. Yeah. Okay, so it is RGB. So as you can see, so I'll take some parts out. We do have, yes, we do have an ARGB connector meant for, yep, meant for the water block here. So I believe this strip right here is the lighting strip that's going to go for this for the water block. So we'll go ahead and connect it. So I believe that this is probably meant that there is either a splitter kit out there somewhere for Alphacool products, or it's possible that this is actually I don't know if Alphacool has their own like RGB controlled software or not. But I think that this was probably also meant for probably being connected to a splitter of some sort. So that's interesting. So, all right. So we were going to get the fans installed. I'm going to go ahead and screw in all of my Alphacool plugs here. We're pretty much for everything, at least until I start getting some other fittings and everything like that. So we will go back to the Dreambox after I've gotten all these filled in, and we'll get stuff mounted.
All right. So now that we have the distribution plate mounted as well as the fans, it's a shame, or actually I said it's better that I didn't show you the process of mounting the distribution plate, because it took me about 4 hours because it's a lot of trial and error. And the Dreambox wasn't actually built for custom wire loops, I think. So it really did take some work to try to figure out how to get this mounted. So, so as for changes within the case itself, though, I think that I'm probably going to end up moving the power supply probably up, let the cables hang down behind the motherboard. That's probably going to be more trial and error. But as far as motherboard and CPU goes, I'm still waiting to see what motherboards are be coming out for the 9000 series. Plus, I'm kind of looking at the 9950X, possibly maybe waiting for like 9950X 3D. We'll see if that SKU comes up. But this is the build for now. Probably going to be getting some more fittings and starting to kind of figure out how everything, how the plumbing for this whole thing is going to be. So with that, that's the end of this build vlog, this engine to build vlog. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.